Your body is not a stranger to you. It has never been a random collection of muscles and bones tossed into existence, stumbling through time without purpose. It is a living scripture written in flesh, pulsing with divine intelligence, repeating a silent hymn that began long before you were born. Every cell carries memory. Every heartbeat responds to command. And though you may not have noticed, your body has been listening to you. Every word, every emotion, every whispered thought, taking each one as law. Most people never realize this. They speak to their bodies only in complaint, muttering small decrees of fatigue, weakness, or fear. I'm so tired. I can't handle this. My back is killing me. And so faithfully the body obeys. It doesn't question or debate. It is loyal. It simply reflects the tone of its captain. But tonight you will remember something ancient, a language older than any spoken tongue, a language of vibration, of word, of inner command. This is the lost language of healing, the sacred dialogue between you and the life within you, the language that Joseph Murphy called the bridge between conscious direction and subconscious creation. To rediscover it is to remember that your body is not broken, it is obedient. Not resistant, but responsive. It is a servant of divine order, and you are its rightful governor. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the helm of a vast ship. Beneath the deck, unseen, a crew of countless faithful workers. Your cells, your organs, your glands, carry out each instruction you give. If your voice trembles with fear, they rush in confusion. If your tone is clear, calm, and full of faith, they move in perfect harmony. This ship has always been yours to guide. You've simply forgotten the language of its command. The subconscious mind, what Joseph Murphy called the inner life principle, is the interpreter. It translates every word you speak, every image you hold into biological instruction. It doesn't analyze or doubt. It accepts, believes, and manifests. So when you say, "I'm getting worse," it lowers vitality. When you declare, "I am healing," it rallies the forces of life to restore you. When you whisper, "I am whole," it searches for that pattern of wholeness written in your divine design and begins to replicate it in blood, bone, and breath. You see, you are never simply talking about your body. You are talking to it. And the moment you become conscious of this dialogue, the moment you choose your words with reverence, the forgotten conversation becomes a sacred practice. So as you listen to these words tonight, I invite you to pause and breathe. Feel the rhythm of life flowing through you, breath rising and falling, heart steady and faithful, energy moving quietly beneath your awareness. This is not lifeless matter, this is divine life clothed in form, and the one who shaped it, the infinite intelligence that dreamed galaxies into being, dwells in every cell of your being, ready to respond to your voice. From this moment forward, you are no longer a victim of the body, but its teacher, its comforter, its guide. You will learn to speak not from fear but from faith, not from weariness but from authority, not from complaint but from command. For every word you speak is a seed, and your body is fertile ground. Joseph Murphy wrote, "The body is an emotional disk that records every vibration of thought." If that is true, and it is, then your task is not to beg the body to change, but to impress upon it a new record, a new pattern, a new decree. The body has no power apart from the mind that governs it, and the mind, when aligned with the divine, becomes a creative instrument of healing. So tonight we begin the return to the forgotten dialogue, the return to the lost language of inner healing. You will learn to speak again, not as a beggar to a distant power, but as a son or daughter of divine intelligence, issuing clear, loving orders to the temple in which you live. This is your awakening. The conversation between you and your body has never stopped. You're simply about to change its tone. Before we move deeper, pause with me now. And if you're ready to align with this truth, to open yourself to healing, whisper or write these words in the comments. I speak life to my body. Let this be your declaration, your signature upon the law that governs your being. Now, let us begin the journey back into the forgotten dialogue, where thought becomes form and word becomes flesh. There is a dialogue happening inside you at every moment, a river of communication flowing between your conscious mind and the silent intelligence that keeps you alive. You may not hear it with your ears, but your body listens to it constantly. Every sigh, every phrase, every subtle feeling, they all become messages recorded faithfully in the living memory of your cells. Most people never notice it. They think their bodies act on their own, disconnected from thought or emotion. But Joseph Murphy reminded us that the body is the mind made visible. It's the outer reflection of the inner pattern, the face of what you believe most deeply. When the inner dialogue is full of doubt, the body tightens. When it's filled with resentment, the shoulders curl. When it's charged with faith, peace, and gratitude, the body opens like a flower at dawn. For years, perhaps, you've been speaking this language unconsciously, a steady stream of small decrees that shape the very tissue of your being. I can't handle this. I'm getting old. This pain is killing me. The subconscious does not treat these words as jokes or passing moods. It receives them as law, faithful and impartial, carrying them out with mechanical precision. It's not punishment, it's obedience. The inner life principle follows the blueprint you hand it, line by line, phrase by phrase. But what happens when the architect wakes up? When you begin to choose your words as carefully as a sculptor shaping marble? Everything changes. You realize that your language is your medicine. The tone of your speech becomes a kind of therapy. Each phrase you repeat becomes a healing vibration, carried through the bloodstream, echoing in every cell. Joseph Murphy called this the forgotten dialogue, not because it was erased, but because it was neglected. Humanity once understood that the body is a servant of the spirit, and the spirit commands through word. Ancient healers spoke to organs, to elements, to limbs with reverence and faith, and the body answered. Somewhere along the way, in the noise of modern life, that conversation was lost. The temple remained, but the prayers grew silent. Yet the language was never destroyed. It waits in you beneath the surface chatter, ready to rise again. You've felt glimpses of it, moments when you whispered comfort to yourself in pain and felt a quiet relief. When you breathed deeply and said, "I'm okay," and something inside steadied. When you placed a hand over your heart and it seemed to listen. These are fragments of the old language, pieces of a truth too sacred to vanish. Murphy wrote, "The body is an emotional disk that records every vibration of thought." Imagine that, every vibration, the kind word, the harsh word, the word left unspoken, all etched into the living record of your being. The body doesn't argue, it remembers, it holds the music you play for it, day after day, note after note. So healing begins not with pills or potions, but with the recognition that you are already in conversation with your body. The question is, what have you been saying? If you've been feeding it fear, begin feeding it faith. If you've been rehearsing illness, begin rehearsing wellness. If you've been repeating weakness, begin repeating strength. It doesn't require force, only awareness, only a shift in tone from neglect to attention, from criticism to compassion, from complaint to command. Picture yourself in front of a great mirror, one that reflects not your face, but your essence. As you speak, the mirror shifts, reconfigures, reforms not instantly, but faithfully. The reflection obeys. Your body is that mirror. Every declaration you make, every belief you hold, every image you repeat, they form its surface, its movement, its light. Now breathe again. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the quiet rhythm of life moving in you. Each breath is a reply, a soft "yes, I'm listening." Your words are never lost. They travel deep, past skin and muscle, into the secret chambers where life takes shape. The subconscious, that hidden workshop, hears them and sets its artisans, your cells, to work. Some carry instructions to rebuild tissue. Others adjust rhythm and balance. Some carry signals of ease and warmth. Each one follows your decree like a note in a divine symphony. When you say peace, the blood flows gently. When you say strength, the muscles awaken. When you say life, every cell lights up, eager to serve. This is the lost language, not complicated but sincere, spoken with love, steady as breath, sure as sunrise. Tonight you begin to reclaim it. You don't need to shout, you don't need to convince. The subconscious is not persuaded by volume or logic, but by feeling. Speak softly, but with the weight of truth. Speak kindly, but with the authority of one who knows they are heard. You are not begging the body to heal. You are reminding it of its original pattern, harmony, balance, vitality. You are not fighting disorder. You are calling forth the order that never left, only slept. Murphy said, "Healing is not creating something new, but revealing what has always been." Your health is not lost, it is veiled by belief. Your strength is not gone, it is hidden behind fear. Your wholeness is not a reward, It is your nature. So speak now, gently, reverently. I am whole. I am strong. I am guided by divine intelligence. I speak life to my body and it listens. Let the words sink like seeds into the soil of your mind. In time they will grow, and the body, faithful servant, will follow their shape. This is the first step, awakening to the forgotten dialogue. In the next you will meet the one who has been listening all along, the quiet intelligence behind your heartbeat, the inner physician, waiting for your word. Within you lives a physician so ancient, so faithful, and so wise that you've never spent a single day apart from its care. It does not wear a white coat. It does not carry instruments. It has no need for diagnosis, for it has seen every wound before you felt it. It is the rhythm that closed your first cut, the unseen craftsman who mended your bones, the silent composer of your heartbeat. This is the inner physician, the divine intelligence Joseph Murphy described as the life principle within. It never sleeps, it never argues, it simply obeys the impressions you give it, weaving thought into tissue, belief into chemistry, feeling into form. And yet most people never speak to it. They bombard it with confusion. One moment affirming health, the next rehearsing pain, one day hopeful, the next afraid. The subconscious listens patiently, but what can it do when the orders contradict? Imagine a builder handed two blueprints, one for a palace, one for a ruin. Which will it follow? It will try both. The result is disorder. Your body is not malfunctioning. It is following two masters, the voice of faith and the voice of fear. Healing begins the moment you dismiss one and enthrone the other. Think of your inner physician as a gardener. The soil is perfect, rich, and ready. It does not decide what grows, it only receives what you plant. Words are seeds, emotions are water, and faith is sunlight. If you plant "I am tired," the soil says very well and grows fatigue. If you plant "I am renewed in strength," it replies yes at once and begins the work. The subconscious mind, this gardener, is literal. It cannot take a joke. It will not correct your exaggeration. It doesn't know the difference between "I'm dying to rest" and "I rest in peace." It takes every statement as instruction, every emotion as confirmation. So what are you commanding right now? When you sigh, "I'm always sick," it doesn't pity you. It obeys you. When you declare, "I am healing," it doesn't question, it acts. Murphy often said, your subconscious accepts what you really feel to be true. That means the tone of your command is more important than its wording. If you affirm life but feel fear, the subconscious hears the fear. If you whisper health but secretly believe in weakness, the subconscious obeys the weakness. The inner physician works by agreement, not by request. When your words, feelings, and images unite, it moves instantly. When they conflict, it waits. Imagine this intelligence as 1,000 skilled artisans waiting in a workshop, cell builders, nerve weavers, immune sentinels, tissue architects. They stand ready, tools in hand, but they do nothing until you give a clear order. You are the architect. Your word is the plan. Your faith is the approval stamp. Without them, the workers remain still, respectful but idle. Now look at your body with new eyes. It is not your enemy. It is not a cage. It is a sacred temple under renovation. Every discomfort, every ache is not betrayal. It is a signal. A messenger saying, "We need new instructions. The old blueprints have cracks. The old phrases have worn thin." When you speak to your body, you do not beg, you direct. You do not scold, you assure. You do not fear, you remind. Say to your heart, "You beat with the music of life." Say to your lungs, "You breathe in harmony with divine rhythm." Say to your skin, "You glow with the light of health." Say to your cells, "You are strong, intelligent, and aligned with perfect order." These are not fantasies. They are living commands. The subconscious hears them and translates them into biochemical poetry. Hormones adjust, circulation steadies, nerves settle, immunity awakens. The body rearranges itself to mirror your decree. You've seen this law at work in small ways. Think of embarrassment. A thought becomes heat in the face. Think of fear. An image becomes tremor in the hands. If the mind can create redness and trembling, why not radiance and calm? The mechanism is the same. The cause is thought. The carrier is emotion. The servant is the body. Murphy said, "You are always giving yourself a treatment. Every sentence is either medicine or poison. Every thought either mends or mars. Every image is a prescription the subconscious fills without delay. So you must become a wise doctor, diagnosing not symptoms, but sentences. What words have you been prescribing to yourself each day? I'm falling apart. I can't catch a break. I'm too old for this. Each one is a dose of decline. Each one is swallowed by the subconscious without resistance. But here is the good news. You can change the prescription right now. From this moment you speak only health. You write new orders into the fabric of your being. You say, I am made whole by divine intelligence. Every cell in me listens and obeys the law of life. I radiate strength, balance, and vitality. The inner physician, long patient, stirs at once. It gathers the scattered workers, revises the blueprints, clears away the debris of old beliefs. It begins reconstruction, quiet, steady, faithful. You may not feel it at first, but it is working. In the blood, in the nerves, in the unseen places where new beginnings take root. Healing is not a thunderclap. It is dawn breaking, one ray at a time. You notice the ease returning, the peace deepening, the body softening into trust. This is not magic. It is law. You are aligning thought with truth, word with love, emotion with faith. The subconscious, seeing the alignment, moves mountains within you. So tonight before you sleep, speak gently to your body. Thank you for listening. Thank you for serving. I now speak only words that bless, strengthen, and restore. The whisper will echo. The cells will reply. And the inner physician, your oldest friend, will go to work once more. Before the healing word can take root, the soil must be cleared. You cannot plant roses in a bed tangled with thorns. The subconscious, though infinitely fertile, will grow whatever is sown. If you mix seeds, one of faith, one of fear, you do not harvest beauty. You harvest confusion. So now we prepare the ground. Joseph Murphy said, you must cleanse the temple before you invite the presence. Healing is not only about declaring strength, it is about removing the hidden poisons that choke the flow of life. These poisons are old and familiar: fear, resentment, guilt, and unworthiness. They are weeds that strangle even the purest seed. Let us begin with fear. Fear is the oldest intruder. It creeps in quietly, dressing itself as caution, whispering that the body is fragile, that time is the enemy, that pain is permanent. It tells you to brace for loss, to expect decline, to accept weakness as natural, and the subconscious, loyal, literal, hears those whispers as orders. Fear paints pictures on the inner canvas, images of sickness, of frailty, of helplessness. The subconscious does not argue. It takes the image, traces its outline in emotion, and begins construction. You wake with tension, with fatigue, with signals of a prophecy fulfilled. But fear has no roots of its own. It feeds on silence. It grows only in the absence of truth. The antidote is light, the light of understanding that life within you is greater than any appearance of disorder. The same intelligence that turned a single cell into your beating heart has not forgotten how to renew you. The infinite life principle within is not alarmed by a diagnosis, a number, or an age. It knows no decay, no finality. Speak to fear as you would to a shadow. You have no power. You are not truth. The light of divine life shines through me, and where there is light, darkness cannot stay. Every time you replace fear with this truth, you reclaim a measure of peace. The body feels it immediately, the pulse steadies, the breath deepens, the nerves exhale. The inner physician receives new orders: restore calm, restore balance, restore trust. Now we come to resentment. Resentment is a poison disguised as memory. It replays old wrongs, demanding justice, but delivers only bitterness. The body cannot distinguish between a wound remembered and a wound reopened. It responds to both with the same chemistry: tension, inflammation, fatigue. Each replay of anger floods the bloodstream with stress. Each silent grudge hardens the heart, not in metaphor but in muscle. Forgiveness, then, is not a moral favor. It is a biological necessity. To forgive is to withdraw the poison from your own cup. You may say, but they don't deserve it. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. You release resentment, not to excuse the past, but to free your future. Speak this: I release all who have wronged me into the light of divine love. I am free and they are free. My heart is clean and my body is at peace. Say it not once, but until the echo softens, until the body loosens its grip on the memory. Each repetition cuts a root, untying energy once trapped in anger. You will feel its shoulders relax, breath flows, eyes clear. The subconscious, freed from a command of conflict, begins to harmonize. Next is guilt. Guilt is the quiet warden of self-punishment. It tells you, you don't deserve to be well, and the subconscious, obedient as always, restricts healing to honor that belief. You may see improvement begin, then stall as if some unseen force holds it back. That force is the feeling of unworthiness, whispering that health is for others, not for you. But truth dissolves guilt, as dawn dissolves fog. You were not created to suffer. You were created to express life. The divine did not place breath in you to watch you wither. You are a beloved expression of the infinite, and wholeness is your inheritance. Speak this with conviction. I am forgiven. I am free. I am worthy of perfect health. I accept my good now. Feel those words, not as wishful thinking, but as justice. The life principle within you holds no record of wrongs. It knows only the eternal now, and in the now you are clean, you are new, you are whole. Finally, unworthiness. The most subtle poison of all. It hides behind humility, whispering, others are stronger, wiser, luckier. It paints you small before the mirror of the mind, and the subconscious, ever faithful, constructs a life that matches the picture, a body that tires easily, a posture that bends, a voice that apologizes for existing. To heal, you must restore your image to truth. You are not a stranger to power. You are made in its likeness. You are not a beggar at the door of life. You are life's expression, entitled by creation to fullness. Affirm, I am made in the image and likeness of divine perfection. Nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. I am whole, complete, and radiant with the life of God. Say it slowly, letting the grandeur of it sink in. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. The body, hearing such words, begins to reorganize. The shoulders square. The breath expands. The cells remember their purpose. When fear, resentment, guilt, and unworthiness lose their hold, the soil of your mind becomes clear and rich. The subconscious, no longer tangled in weeds, lies open and ready for the healing seed. You may feel lighter now, as though the air itself has softened. That is the sign. The inner atmosphere is changing. The old commands have been withdrawn. The workers wait for the new decree. Now you stand before sacred ground, your own consciousness ready to plant the healing word. Now the ground is clear. The air is calm. The temple has been swept clean. This is the moment to plant the seed, the healing word. Joseph Murphy said, the subconscious mind is the soil, your words are the seeds, and your feelings are the rain and sunlight. The seed cannot choose where it lands, but you can choose what you plant. Every phrase you speak with belief is a living seed, and the soil will not argue with you. It will grow whatever you give it. So choose your words as if they were alive, because they are. You do not need many. One phrase, pure, simple, and true, repeated with feeling, is more powerful than 1,000 scattered affirmations. The subconscious does not understand length. It understands rhythm, tone, and emotion. Your healing word should be short, so it can be spoken in a single breath. Present tense. Because the subconscious only understands now, charged with peace, not desperation. Personal, something that feels natural to your soul. It must sound like you. If it feels borrowed, it will stay at the surface. But if it feels like something you've known all along, it will sink deep. Where life begins. You might choose words like, every cell in my body is made whole by the life of God. Divine life flows through me now. I am strong, whole, and at peace. God's healing power restores me completely. Do not rush the choice. Speak a few aloud. Listen not with your ears, but with your heart. The right phrase will click. A soft recognition, a sense of relief, like a key turning in an ancient lock. Once you've chosen your healing word, treat it as sacred. Do not scatter it in haste. Speak it in moments of calm, when the mind is still and the heart is open. The subconscious is most receptive in silence. At dawn, at dusk, and especially before sleep. Murphy often said, the last thought before sleep is the one the subconscious carries into action. So let your healing word be the last sound of your day, whispered into the stillness like a seed into soft earth. Speak it slowly, Every cell of my body is alive with divine life. Pause. Breathe. Let the meaning echo in your chest. Feel the warmth of belief spread through your body like dawn through a dark room. Now add imagination, for imagination is the language of the subconscious. As you speak, see what you say. If you affirm health, picture yourself walking with strength, breathing with ease, smiling in calm. If you affirm wholeness, imagine every organ glowing with light, every cell pulsing in harmony. If you affirm peace, feel your heartbeat slow, your muscles loosen, your breath deepen. You are not pretending, you are rehearsing truth. The subconscious does not wait for evidence. It takes instruction from conviction. The ancient prophets understood this law. They spoke in I am, never in I will be. I am whole. I am strong. I am renewed. These are not hopes. They are decrees. The divine within you recognizes the voice of authority and obeys. Now some will say, I've tried affirmations, they didn't work. Murphy would answer, did you speak them as facts or as wishes? Did you declare them with faith or plead with fear? The subconscious does not respond to begging, only to belief. It does not hear, I hope this is true. It hears, this is truth. Each repetition is a stroke on the canvas of your inner image. One day that image will become so complete that the outer world will match it without effort. You will be what you have spoken. So choose your word now. Let it be your healing decree. Write it down. Whisper it in the morning. Speak it before sleep. Carry it like a torch through the hours of your day. Let it be the rhythm of your breath, the music beneath your thoughts. And remember, the seed grows in silence. You do not dig it up to check its roots. You water it with gratitude, guard it from doubt, and trust the law to do its work. If you plant a seed of life, life will appear. If you plant a word of health, health will bloom. If you plant truth, truth will bear fruit. Now the word is chosen, the soil is ready, the seed is planted, but to ensure it takes root, we must now enter the most powerful garden of all, the drowsy state, the sacred twilight between waking and sleep, where the conscious mind releases control and the subconscious opens wide like a field after rain. As daylight fades and the edges of thought begin to blur, a sacred window opens, a moment Joseph Murphy called the drowsy state, the borderland between worlds. It is here, in this twilight of awareness, that your words bypass logic and slip straight into the heart of the subconscious, the silent workshop of creation. The conscious mind, your captain of reason, begins to loosen its grip. Doubt grows sleepy, resistance softens, the noise of daily life fades into a hush, and what remains is pure receptivity, a wide open field waiting to receive the seed you have chosen. You have been planting your words in daylight, repeating your healing phrase with calm conviction. Now in this twilight, the soil is richest. This is when your inner physician, that divine intelligence that beats your heart and breathes your lungs without your effort, listens most closely. So each night, before sleep takes you, make it a ritual. Dim the lights. Silence distractions. Let your breath grow slow and steady, each exhale carrying away the weight of the day. Place one hand gently on your heart or wherever your body calls your attention. Feel the warmth of life beneath your palm. You are not a spectator of this life. You are its conductor. Now in this tender stillness begin to speak. Not loudly, not hurriedly, but as one whispering to a beloved friend. Repeat your chosen phrase slowly, feeling each word vibrate through your being. Every cell of my body is alive with divine life. The healing power of God restores me now. I am strong, whole, and radiant with peace. Whichever phrase you have chosen, speak it softly, rhythmically, letting it merge with the rhythm of your breath. As you repeat it, allow your imagination to awaken. The subconscious mind does not understand logic. It speaks the language of image. See yourself already whole. Picture your body filled with a soft golden light, glowing gently from within. Watch that light move through you, through the heart, lungs, muscles, and bones, clearing, repairing, restoring. Every repetition deepens the imprint. Every image strengthens the pattern. And now, most importantly, feel it. Feel the truth of the words as though they were already fulfilled. You are not hoping, you are remembering. You are reminding your body of what it already knows, that divine life is its source, that health is its nature, that healing is not a miracle, it is obedience to law. In this drowsy state, belief and imagination merge. You are no longer trying to believe. You are living the belief. The picture becomes so vivid, so alive, that the subconscious accepts it as fact and begins at once to translate it into form. Murphy taught the subconscious works while you sleep. As your conscious mind drifts into dreams, your deeper mind continues the work. It rebalances the systems, adjusts the chemistry, renews the cells, all according to the pattern you have impressed. The healing power of the infinite never sleeps. It only waits for direction. So each night before surrendering to rest, give it the command, I now release this healing word into divine law. It is done, it is complete. I rest in peace, knowing health is mine now. Then, let go. Do not analyze or demand results. A seed does not grow because you watch it. It grows because you trust it. Drift into sleep with gratitude. Gratitude not for what will come, but for what already is, unfolding even now beneath the surface. And when morning comes, resist the urge to reach for your phone, your to-do list, or your worries. The first thought is the foundation of your day. Let it be truth. As your eyes open, whisper your healing phrase again, letting it be the first sound your body hears. Today, divine life flows freely through me. I move in strength, peace, and wholeness. You are training your inner rhythm morning and night, waking and sleeping, until your body hums the melody of your words without effort. This is the law of rhythm, the heartbeat of healing. You speak, you rest, you trust, and the life principle within you takes care of the rest. But there is still one more element, one that multiplies every healing word you've spoken: gratitude. Gratitude is the water that nourishes the seed, the sunlight that calls it upward. Without gratitude, the soil stays cold. With it, growth becomes inevitable. Gratitude, the quiet force that softens resistance, dissolves fear, and invites the invisible to take form. It is not merely a polite word or a moral sentiment. It is a vibration, a frequency of recognition that tells the subconscious this is real. When you thank your body, you awaken it. You signal to every cell, you are seen, you are valued, you are loved, and the body, hearing that tone, responds like a child finally spoken to in kindness after years of neglect. It straightens, it brightens, it begins to obey with joy instead of fear. Joseph Murphy said, "Gratitude is faith in action. It is the proof that you believe your healing is already underway. It turns prayer from petition into possession. When you give thanks, you declare, I have received." So now, let us practice this sacred vibration. Breathe deeply. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Place your hand upon your heart and whisper, "Thank you, my heart, for beating faithfully moment after moment. Thank you, my lungs, for breathing life into me. Thank you, my legs, for carrying me through this world. Thank you, my eyes, for revealing beauty. Thank you, my mind, for growing clearer each day." Do not rush. Let each phrase carry weight. Let your body hear your sincerity. The world has taught us to notice what is wrong. Gratitude teaches us to magnify what is right, and what you magnify multiplies. If you give constant attention to pain, pain expands. If you give constant attention to health, health blossoms. If you thank the body for its strength, the body finds new ways to demonstrate it. When you whisper, "Thank you," you are not ignoring discomfort, you are reprogramming focus. You are teaching your mind to look for signs of life, instead of signs of lack, and the subconscious, obedient as ever, will deliver more of what you honor. Try this simple rhythm both morning and night. After speaking your healing word, pause, and let gratitude follow it like a soft echo. If your phrase is, "Every cell of my body is alive with divine life," then breathe, smile gently, and add, "Thank you, life, for filling me." If your phrase is, "God's healing power restores me now," follow it with, "Thank you, divine intelligence, for your perfect work." In this way, gratitude becomes the seal upon your decree. It is the amen of your body, the sign that faith has taken root. And notice this: as gratitude fills you, tension fades, muscles relax, breath deepens, the nervous system shifts from defense to restoration. Gratitude is not just a thought, it is a chemical signal, a command to every cell that peace has returned. Murphy often reminded his readers, "What you feel deeply you reproduce." So feel gratitude not as an obligation, but as joy. Feel it in your chest, warm, expansive, alive. Feel it in your eyes, soft, bright, expectant. Feel it in your hands, steady, open, ready to receive. This feeling is the language the subconscious hears most clearly, And when gratitude becomes your inner atmosphere, your body reorganizes itself to match the harmony of that feeling. Let this be your daily rhythm. Morning, speak your healing word, feel gratitude. Evening, speak your healing word again, feel gratitude. 2 times each day, like sunrise and sunset, anchoring your body in the law of faith and thanksgiving. You may even notice, after a week or two, that your body responds faster than before, not because you've added effort, but because you've added love. Love quickens all healing. Gratitude is love in expression. From this day forward, never speak a word to your body without gratitude in its shadow. Even when addressing discomfort, begin with thanks. Thank you, body, for showing me where healing is needed. Thank you, cells, for working faithfully even when I forget to honor you. Thank you, divine life, for restoring harmony now. Gratitude transforms even struggle into cooperation. The body, once treated as an enemy, becomes your ally again. Now you understand the rhythm word, image, feeling, gratitude. These are the 4 pillars of the lost language. But to truly master this dialogue, you must also learn the posture of surrender, the quiet knowing that you are not forcing healing but allowing it. Surrender, the silent power that completes every prayer, the final breath that whispers, "It is done." In a world trained to strive, to push, to fix, surrender feels like defeat. Yet Joseph Murphy revealed it as the highest form of trust, the point where faith ceases to be theory and becomes reality. To surrender does not mean giving up, it means giving over, handing your request to the infinite intelligence that knows how to accomplish what you cannot. You have spoken the healing word, you have planted the seed, you have watered it with gratitude. Now your task is simple. Step aside and let the life principle work. Imagine a gardener kneeling in the soil. After planting, he does not dig up the seed each day to check its progress. He does not shout at the earth or demand proof. He trusts the process. He knows the laws of nature are silent, invisible, and sure. His part is done, the soil will do the rest. So it is with you. You have tilled the inner ground. You have cleared the weeds of fear and guilt. You have planted your word and nourished it with gratitude. Now you rest. This rest is not laziness, it is confidence. It is the posture of one who believes the unseen more than the visible. Murphy often said, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." The moment you release your healing word into divine law, it becomes substance. Invisible, yes, but real, tangible in the unseen. It begins to weave itself into form through channels unknown to you. So tonight, after speaking your phrase, place your hands gently over your heart and whisper, "It is done." Say it not as wishful thinking but as finality. Say it as one closing the door behind them, walking forward into a new life. Feel the relief of completion wash over you. The tension of effort melts. The breath softens. The body understands the command has been given, the pattern impressed. It can now begin the sacred labor of healing. And remember this truth. Your subconscious does not need reminders. Once a clear, emotionally charged command is given, it goes to work immediately. What delays manifestation is not divine hesitation. It is our habit of taking back what we have already handed over. Each time you doubt, analyze, or complain, you reopen the ground and scatter the seed. Surrender closes the ground, seals the soil, and lets the law of life do its silent work. You might feel tempted to help, to look for signs, to test for progress. But every time you check, you send a message of mistrust. Instead, when doubt whispers, answer it with calm authority. It is already done. The life principle knows the way. Divine order is working perfectly through me. These sentences are like gentle guardians standing watch over your seed. Surrender, at its heart, is the relaxation of the nervous system, a signal to your body that safety has returned, and only in safety does healing unfold fully. When you let go, you shift from fight to flow. Blood circulation improves. Digestion eases. Hormones rebalance. Muscles release. The body, freed from inner conflict, becomes a willing participant in the healing it once resisted. To practice surrender, find stillness daily. Sit quietly, eyes closed, and observe the breath. Do not control it, simply notice. Each inhale says, receive. Each exhale says, release. Whisper softly with each breath. Inhale, I trust. Exhale, I let go. Inhale, I receive. Exhale, it is done. Let this rhythm carry you deeper, until trust feels natural, until the idea of forcing anything feels foreign. You may not see results in the exact way or time you imagine, and that is the beauty of surrender. It opens you to the infinite variety of divine intelligence. The healing might come as gradual relief, as sudden revelation, as unexpected guidance toward the right treatment, or simply as peace. And peace itself is the beginning of restoration. Surrender is the art of partnership. You do not need to dictate the method. You simply align with the source and let it choose the path of least resistance. Murphy compared this to sailing. The sailor cannot create the wind, but he can raise the sail. When the sail is up, faith, gratitude, and surrender, the invisible current carries the vessel to its destination. You are that sailor. Your body is the vessel. The divine intelligence within you is the wind. Let it blow where it will. You need only hold the rudder steady with belief. And when moments of impatience arise, when you want to see before you believe, remember the simple law: seeds sprout in silence. No farmer pulls at the roots to make them grow faster. No artist demands the paint to dry by will. You cannot rush divine timing. You can only prepare the atmosphere and wait with calm joy. Speak to your body not as a dictator, but as a partner in creation. Tell it, I trust you. I release control. The infinite life within you knows exactly what to do. And the body, hearing this tone of peace, begins to self-organize, each cell aligning with the divine blueprint, each organ returning to its rhythm, each function obeying the law of order. In surrender, the healer and the healed become one. You are no longer chasing wellness. You are resting in wellness. Now, from this place of calm authority, you are ready for the final stage of the healing dialogue, living in the assumption, acting, moving, and speaking as one already whole. To live in the assumption of healing fulfilled is to become the very thing you've been affirming. It is the moment when prayer leaves the lips and enters the bones, when you stop asking and start embodying. Joseph Murphy often said, the law of life is belief. Not belief as theory, but belief as state, a way of seeing, feeling, and walking in the world. Once the word is planted, once gratitude and surrender have done their part, you must begin to live as if your healing were already complete. This is not pretending. It is participating in truth. It is aligning the outer with the inner so that thought, word, and action form one harmonious chord. Ask yourself, if I were already whole, how would I move? How would I speak? How would I breathe? Begin now to answer with your life. If your affirmation is every cell of my body is alive with divine life, then let your posture reflect that aliveness. Stand a little taller. Let your shoulders rest back in quiet confidence. Let your breath flow deeper, fuller. These are not empty gestures. They are physical signals to the subconscious that the command has been received and is being enacted. The subconscious reads action as confirmation. It watches your movements, your tone, your daily rhythms. If you speak of healing but act in fear, it senses contradiction. But when your actions mirror your affirmations, the subconscious doubles its effort. It sees consistency and obeys with full power. Murphy taught that the outer must match the inner for manifestation to become permanent. So each morning as you rise, carry yourself as one restored. Dress not from duty but from dignity. Eat not from anxiety but from nourishment. Walk not as a patient but as a participant in divine life. When you catch yourself scanning for symptoms, pause, smile gently, and remind yourself, the healing is in progress. I live now in divine order. I am walking in my answered prayer. These words spoken in calm awareness redirect attention from lack to fulfillment. You are no longer measuring, you are witnessing. Living in the assumption also transforms how you speak to others. You no longer confess weakness in casual conversation. You no longer rehearse stories of illness. You become mindful of your words, knowing they are not just expressions but extensions of your inner decree. So when someone asks, how are you feeling? You respond with quiet assurance. Each day I'm growing stronger. The life of God is restoring me now. I'm grateful. Healing is happening. You are not denying reality. You are defining it. You are choosing the higher truth and inviting your body to catch up to it. And as you live from this consciousness, something remarkable happens. Fear dissolves. The old identity of the unwell one begins to fade. You no longer see yourself as a problem to be fixed, but as a temple already filled with divine life. This shift in self-image is the core of lasting healing. The subconscious cannot hold two identities. It will always express the one you feed most often. If you see yourself as sick, you reinforce disorder. If you see yourself as whole, you reinforce harmony. So nourish the image of wholeness. Feed it daily. Imagine yourself vibrant and radiant. Picture yourself engaged in the activities you love, free and joyful. Let this image dominate the mind until it becomes automatic. When the body wavers, return to the image. When fatigue whispers, return to the image. When doubt arises, return to the image. In time, the subconscious stops resisting. It yields completely to the pattern you've sustained. The invisible blueprint becomes visible form. Living in the assumption is not about perfection. It's about persistence. You are re-educating the deepest layers of your being. Some days may feel effortless, others uncertain. But remember, consistency, not intensity, is the key. Each repetition is a stroke of the sculptor's chisel. Each affirmation, a thread woven into the new garment of health. Each act of faith, a candle lit in the cathedral of your body. And slowly the masterpiece appears. Not because you forced it, but because you lived it. You are no longer someone trying to be healed. You are one expressing the health that already exists. Walk in that truth. Speak in that truth. Rest in that truth. This is the culmination of the lost language of inner healing, where words become flesh and faith becomes form. Now we arrive at the final movement, the blessing, the sacred seal. This is not just the end of the practice. It is the crowning. Every word you've spoken, every image you've held, every act of faith has been a thread, and now in blessing, they are woven together into one radiant tapestry of wholeness. A true blessing is not a wish. It is a declaration of completion. It is the calm voice of authority saying to the body, "The work is done, you may rest now in the truth of divine order." So find a quiet moment, sit or lie down, as you prefer. Let your hands rest open, palms up, ready to receive. Take one deep breath, slow and full, as though drawing life straight from the heart of God. Hold it gently, then release, letting all tension dissolve. Now begin softly, with gratitude. Whisper, "Thank you, body, for carrying me through every season. Thank you, heart, for beating faithfully in silence. Thank you, breath, for never abandoning me." Let this gratitude ripple through you like sunlight through water. The subconscious responds most deeply to love, and gratitude is love made visible. Then speak this blessing, slowly, deliberately, as though each word were being engraved into the very substance of your cells. Beloved body, you are filled with divine light. Every cell in you vibrates with peace. Every organ works in harmony. Every system moves in rhythm with the infinite. The healing word is fulfilled. The pattern of perfection is restored. Pause between each line. Feel the words sink deep like warm rain into fertile soil. Now move your awareness through your body. Begin at the crown of your head. Mind, be still and clear. Move to your eyes. Vision, see only truth. To your throat. Voice, speak life and blessing. To your chest. Heart, beat in rhythm with divine love. To your lungs. Breath, flow freely, drawing in strength, releasing peace. To your abdomen. Organs, align in perfect order. To your limbs, arms and legs, carry the joy of divine movement. To your skin, radiate health and vitality. When you finish, whisper once more, "It is done. I am whole. I am free." These are not idle words, they are final decrees, signals to the subconscious that the command has been completed. There is nothing left to chase, nothing to fix, nothing to force. The healing power within you has its orders. Now rest in quiet trust. No more pleading. No more repeating. Only knowing the seed has been planted. The soil is rich. The light has come. Joseph Murphy taught that faith is not noise. It is quiet confidence, and gratitude is its highest expression. So as you rest, let your final act be thanksgiving. Whisper softly, "Thank you, life, for your infinite wisdom. Thank you, presence, for your perfect love. Thank you, spirit, for your endless renewal." Then say aloud, "With calm authority I release this word into divine law. It returns fulfilled. So it is." And let silence follow. That silence is sacred. It is the echo of completion. It is the moment when the universe and your own body nods in agreement. You have spoken, you have aligned, you have blessed. Now healing begins, not in some distant future, but now, quietly, faithfully, inevitably. And as you rise from this practice, remember you are not leaving healing behind. You are carrying it with you, in your tone, your walk, your gaze, your touch. Let everything about you testify, the life of God is in me, and it is well. If this message has stirred something within you, if you feel that calm certainty awakening, that inner warmth spreading like dawn, hold it close. Return to these words often. Let them become your rhythm. And before you go, seal your intention in community. Write in the comments below, I am whole, I am healed, I am light. Let it be your declaration, your signature, your final blessing to yourself and to the world. You are not waiting for healing. You are healing made visible. And so it is. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let every word you've spoken today settle like golden dust over your body, calm, steady, certain. This is your closing, but it is not an ending. It is a continuation of the work now quietly unfolding within you. Your healing has begun, not as a distant promise, but as a living presence, moving through your cells, your thoughts, your breath. You have spoken to your body, and it has listened. You have planted the seed, and life itself is answering. From this moment forward, walk as though it is already done, because it is. Carry yourself in gratitude, speak with reverence, move with confidence. The divine life principle within you knows exactly what to do. You do not need to force, fix, or chase. Simply trust, obey, and give thanks. If these words reached you, if something inside you feels lighter, stronger, more awake, let the universe hear your agreement. Write in the comments below, I am healed, I am whole, I am one with divine life. And if you're ready to live in this rhythm, where body, mind, and spirit walk together in truth, subscribe and join us. Every message here is a step deeper into that divine remembrance, a reminder of who you are and what power moves within you. So as you rise, remember you are not a body trying to heal, you are a soul revealing its wholeness. Speak kindly, walk gently, believe completely, because the moment you spoke to your body in truth, it began to heal. And so it is.